ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Welcome back to Shanghai for live coverage of the
10
Perfect
seconds
World
remaining.
Masters 2017, game number 3 in this lower bracket,
5
second round
seconds
matchup.
remaining.
Kinguin and draft is underway.
Radiant
Delve into
team
the
pick.
Ben. Stations for this.
Dire team pick.
I don't think we'll see a brood again.
Yeah.
That's Ogre stolen already for first pick. Team Kinguin complexity is gonna have to find another hero for Kyle.
More running at you though.
Bit of a block
Sure.
pick for them. Isn't it?
Kyle is always playing.
Ooh, going back for Gyro
Wow.
again.
Again?
I'm very surprised.
Will they do this gyro middle again? I'm really not convinced by it. I said it last game already, and it didn't work out at all. Like it was.
The rocket was annoying, but later in team fights, they got destroyed by the Razor so bad.
And they go for a Razor again straight,
Wow.
which is like the perfect response again.
Kyle has to be pulling some next level stuff here to first phase the Gyro into the Razor again. Because there's no way that you're asking for that if you're limp.
They definitely expected the Razor after the gyro. They have to.
Yeah.
Because it came out last game already.
10
And it worked well.
seconds remaining.
And it worked well, yeah.
This has to be mine.
What?
Yep.
I mean, they could
5
put him
seconds
safe lane
remaining.
potentially and put like a Quap or something mid lane.
That seems pretty good.
Radiant team
Because
ban.
gyro is.
They not throw him in the offlane?
Sounds awful.
Gyro off
Yeah.
lane, that actually. I mean,
Old
coL
school?
could do it, but it does sound a bit awful.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. Like a little
I'm
bit.
just, you never know with Kyle, right, where stuff's going. So
Yeah,
I'm just throwing stuff out there for the fun of it right now.
Well, but to be
10
fair, it might just
seconds
end up being the way again because we spoke about the off lane being the new safe lane now and stuff.
Yeah.
So
5
they could
seconds
definitely like
remaining.
dual lane the gyro there.
Maybe Z-Freak support with Max Rocket.
I mean,
Dire team
Did
ban.
you see-
We're
did you see his
close to
end farm?
Black's 5-position gyro right now.
did you see his end farm? He
Yeah.
was the #1 net worth. If that's on a gyro, you can carry the team. No problem.
Banned.
Yep.
Yeah, they've had enough of that. It
Yeah.
wasn't
Radiant
quite as
team
annoying in
ban.
game 2, but they've had enough.
He still did a lot of work. a
And
lot
there's
of
the
damage.
Brood ban, obviously. From,
Medusa and Brood
Complexity. Yeah, So
banned.
just get him out of there.
Annoyance is gone.
It's kind of cool for Kinguin. It means Complexity have to waste a ban on that, I suppose.
Yeah,
10
even though I feel like the
seconds
Brood
remaining.
was actually not the most impactful.
Mm.
No,
I felt Razor did most of the work last game.
5 seconds remaining.
and he has Bloodlust.
Bloodlust and
Whew.
Razor is actually so strong.
amazing.
Yeah, with the passive combined, you permanently haste it basically as soon as you have a Yasha.
Dire team pick.
And they ban out the Quap, so no more Quap middle shenanigans.
Ah, what other hero is good versus Razor in mid? The Bliss is not very large.
Well, not Leshrac.
Electric, I think, is generally okay for the overstrike. Not that bad.
Actually, the new Lesh,
the new Lesh is
should be
fine.
fine, yeah. But they also run a lot of support Lesh in the past on
Yep.
Kyle. It's probably Kyle's hero.
10
I think it's
seconds
one of his
remaining.
best, actually.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
But it's also very squishy.
it is.
5
But he builds
seconds
a arcane mech, I think, on the hero.
It's just the complexity. Like I think the problem they have with those kind of position 5 heroes is he generally doesn't get much money from Z-Freak.
He does though. He actually he plays this like a twin head, like the
Oh, so
Jakiro.
kind of just pushes out lanes.
Yeah, he just pushes out lanes and farms a lot, and then
Right.
he gets towers, and then he gets the money, and then
Yeah.
he joins the
Yeah,
fight.
that makes a lot of sense then.
And I think he'll
Yeah.
be laning with the Sand King a lot, and just follow
I mean,
up with the
we
stuff.
look at the repeat from last game.
Yeah.
It's the same draft, the same heroes. You go for IO. So it's offline Sand King, 5 Lash. Well, it could be mid Lash as well.
It's
Well,
probably 5.
Yeah, I think they want to do the IO Gyro mid with just a rocket spam. Give him
10
back mana with the
seconds
IO.
remaining.
That doesn't sound very great.
I mean, that's what they.
5
That's
seconds
what people
remaining.
used to do back then, just like to zone the mid laner. But there
Yeah.
was also a different rocket, one that dealt way more damage. They don't have the best IO partners right now, honestly.
Yeah, what are good IO partners though?
that are still free.
Chaos Knight's actually pretty good. Chaos Knight, I really like
Chaos Knight
versus
is really good.
Kinguin's heroes.
I also think Sven is not bad.
Sven versus Dune Razor, that was like not great. I think it's a way better core matchup.
Actually, the Razor against Sven matchup, once you reach middle late game, you can have like 2-3 hit him, so it's not that bad. Nix. I think it's a coL. It's definitely not a coL.
It's definitely not a core.
Definitely not know. Yeah. If they ever thought of doing it, they won't know.
At least they get less on complexity. I'm totally down with CK. CK blows up all their heroes.
Yeah,
No way
CK needs to get banned right
Yeah.
now. It needs to get banned right now.
5 seconds remaining.
Kinguin is smart enough. They also ran into a CK yesterday, I believe, when they played against Vega. So they should definitely be aware of the possibility.
Any other heroes that we can imagine?
Oh, CK is. I think Sven is also not bad, as I said before.
Mm-hmm.
But it's probably only the second best. Like CK is by far the best, and then after that you have to make do with like par heroes.
It's pretty meh. PA is pretty meh.
Yeah, Razor against PA is actually just
Awful.
have that.
Venom's not bad.
Well, technically anti-mage, but I don't think coL could run that.
No. I don't know.
coL is not an aim team.
Ember, but there's Nyx in the pool and Doom.
Radiant team banned.
Storm? Storm's possible.
Storm is possible, because a lot of people actually can play around the Nyx.
Yeah.
I don't know if... Again, I think it's like too meta for coL. They would never go for this kind of stuff, right?
Well, isn't
Not if
Chaos
this
Knight
draft
meta?
is anything to go
And
by.
Chaos
No.
Knight is kind of meta, but it never really gets like picked early, you know? It always gets picked like 4th or 5th.
5
You can still kind of
seconds
see it
remaining.
as coL area.
Could that be Monkey King?
MK is quite good against Doom in the lane as well. One of the heroes that actually dominate him in the lane.
Ursa? Ursa's also an option too.
So the CK is not the obvious ban just yet, because they're taking time over it.
I really don't want to see another gyro middle though, but probably we will though.
I actually like Ursa too. Ursa, I think,
Ursa
could
is,
work well.
Ursa is good. Can blow up the Razor as well. And they get Roshan. They already have tower push.
Yeah. My ranking would be CK, then Ursa,
Probably some next
and then
event.
Sven.
It's that moment in the boot.
And then Storm.
Please don't ban CK. Don't ban it.
Well,
It might be, but we don't know what coL thinks, honestly. They
No one knows.
nobody knows what
Kyle
they think.
doesn't
Yeah.
even know.
Like Kinguin is kind of like trying to get in their head right now. Like, then they overthink it, and then they ban Terrorblade. Think they'll ban Ursa?
Hmm.
I mean, Ursa makes sense to ban, honestly. There's a lot of good heroes for coL right now. Could potentially work.
We still think CK.
He's like, yeah, if they don't ban CK, we won.
He literally is thinking that right now. Don't even need a mind reader.
Yeah, they're just like talking about what if the ban's Weaver.
Look at his face! Look at his face!
Dude,
Told you!
I actually thought, isn't Weaver really bad against Nyx? Like really bad?
Weaver's like
Like,
not great.
like
with the
whenever you're on top of Weaver, you literally just
10
carapace and he's dead,
seconds remaining.
Yeah.
right?
It's good versus Razor. I
Well, whether
guess.
they wanted the CK or not. Engine the other side. Here we go, instant pick. It is the CK. We called that. We called that right from the beginning because he actually did laugh when he saw the Weaver ban.
He instantly laughed.
Yeah.
Was it?
They definitely should have banned him.
I mean, there's no way Kinguin did not think about this possibility. Because yesterday it actually happened too, where they got last pick CK and it almost cost them the game.
They look worried.
They should
do
be.
look worried at that.
Honestly, if the CK gets 2-3 items, this game is going to be so hard to play. What do they do against the illusions?
I'm with complexity. Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't have anything for solutions.
Yeah, I have to go.
Can I just remind you, Ben, of your responsibility on this panel?
To not panel
Okay.
curse?
To
Okay,
not panel
I'll
curse. And
bestow
you
it
are
to-
currently both 0 and 2
Oh,
in
why
this
don't
series.
you pick for us?
Oh, crap.
Also, I said I'm not picking, so one of you has to pick for me.
Way too much respect. How do you
10
do this job? I
seconds
can't do
remaining.
this.
We're both with complexity. I'll pick for him.
Yeah,
Oh
we're
my
completely.
God.
Wait, don't crumble
Okay.
under the
5
pressure, dude.
seconds remaining.
Right, well, complexity it is. Stop, I can't do this job. Time to go over to our casters and not curse anything for either team. Let's just have a great third game. Enjoy, people.
Thank you, Paul. We will enjoy heading into game number 3 of Complexity versus Kinguin. It seems our panel Despite being wrong multiple times, they're pretty confident Complexity's got this, and I agree with them. Complexity, last pick Chaos Knight, that seemed like a gimme, Blitz.
It did, and I think I told you too. I said if Complexity picks CK, is GG.
Is GG indeed. And Kinguin, I mean, there's still a whole entire game to play out. They're going to have to start with a draft that looks good from everyone's opinion, including ours. But we'll have to see what they can do inside of the game because they've got a Vengeful Spirit, they've got a Razor, they've got a lineup that can snowball pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Right? With a lot of physical damage, they can win certain fights, they take Roshan, they get some objectives. Next thing you know, they are far away ahead.
This Kyle guy is really smart.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Just like, I like the clap that he did. Like, we got Chaos Knight.
Swindles. Not the best captain, but Kyle.
Kyle.
Oof.
Thank God
He's putting in work. He's putting in work.
Yeah.
Look how much better they got after they picked him up.
Yeah.
They might even get another top 4 finish in a minor.
Found that third brother. Oh, and that picture too.
Look at that, man.
There is a pretty heavy smoke from Complexity right now that we're currently watching, that they are just shy of being able to run into the Doom and get themselves an easy first blood. But not quite good enough, it seems. Doom's going to be hanging out at the tier 2, not taking any risks whatsoever, and the rest of the Kinguin have gone on full invasion mode. Yeah. So Complexity are going to have to break up this delicate affair.
What's up?
Are you listening to the Chinese cast right now?
No, I'm like,
I know you don't speak Chinese.
I was trying to figure out like what the crowd, well, like what team do you think they're cheering for? There's got to be like, just by population density, there's like 4 people in here that are probably a big fan of Kyle, right?
You know, I actually saw there were SG fans at Hamburg.
Yeah, I saw those
there was
too.
a couple of Brazilian guys who were already in Europe for whatever reason, went to Hamburg. So maybe there's a wild NA fanboy here.
Unlikely.
Unlikely.
They just want to see some good Dota.
And that's what we're going to see, right, Blitz?
Yeah.
This time around, the Gyrocopter versus Razor Lane.
Part 2. Run it back.
Part 2, but
Run
he's
it back.
got IO.
Here's what you do. You let Z-Freak get the last hits, as usual. So when you static link the gyro, you're like, who cares? The real carry.
The real carry is this Wisp who has no turn rate.
And he's gonna get the auto shotty too.
Imagine a carry that had no turn rate. You know, a range carry that just was able to run backwards and right click you.
You're about to see one, dude.
Kyle is going to be playing his signature Leshrac. They run some unusual 5 positions for Kyle. You know? Like they were spamming the Kunkka a whole lot. They've got this Leshrac. Nisha, another homing missile.
Are such weird lanes.
They really are.
They have a tri-lane Doom, an off-lane Solo Venge. It's not really an off-lane because she gets the one-on-one against the Sand King, and I don't know if she's too broken up about that.
They just don't want the Doom versus the Sand King, right? Because that's an auto-loss lane.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. Melees against Sand King. Oof. He's like one of the few heroes that Timbersaw doesn't like.
And at the same time, he can't sit alone in lane against a Chaos Knight because he's a hero with 0 armor. So the minus armor and the physical damage that comes out from Chaos Knight is far too much for him to handle.
Yeah, and Kyle is just beating these 2 heroes back.
And he's got the Wisp here too. They managed to get a 1-second stun onto LD. Sash trying to set up for the Leshrac stun, not able to do so. They actually really good in tail, and they're going to start running back Z-Freak. Now here comes Patos, but here comes the move as well. Apparently Complexity going to bring 4 members here. They're going to pop the mango, easily get this Ogre kill, and they're going to give it to Z-Freak, the true carry of the team.
That's what I'm telling you, dude.
You were right all along, Blitz. Just like always. Oh, Z-Freak didn't quite make it up the cliff.
Like always.
Catzor.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
That's the synergy. But at bottom lane, they do swap things up. It's going to probably force Doom up to top. That means the Venge is now going to go all the way bottom. I do think that this is the swap to make. Because I don't know if the Doom gets to do anything at bottom lane. Like, he's just going to sit there. But they have like a more natural lane. Now you're putting a Venge in an aggro position, which I think is much more favorable for you if they don't decide to swap.
Yeah.
So now Complexity should be pretty happy with this setup.
But shouldn't you be kind of unhappy about the fact that you're 2v1ing the Razor and he's beating you out in CS? Like this isn't a lane that beat the Razor, right?
Yeah, this is now the second game that I've seen them go to this, and I'm not sure like what it's supposed to accomplish. It's a bit different now that the unstable current doesn't like cause you to purge yourself when you do cast the rocket on him, but at the same time, like Nisha does not care. Like he's already level 4, and this Gyro is level 2, but this is the third time that they've gone for it, and might I say unsuccessfully. So I'm not.
I mean, Complexity have been in the past quite stubborn about their strategies, right? They ran the core Jakiro. What was that, like that a year ago? The mid Jakiro that they ran over and over again.
That won some games though. So
that
far,
won some games.
Data has shown us that
Gyro has not.
Yeah, it's not winning them. Like he's getting handled in mid right now. It's almost a 2-level advantage. All 3 cores doing quite well for themselves. This Doom is actually profiting quite nicely out of bottom lane.
And with so much movement, it's not even like our side lanes are doing all that well. They're actually a little bit low in CS with Z-Freak. They're running into Katsuri. He does manage to find a haste rune. And is just going to keep running, see if he can hit the stun on Limp. Gives up on it.
Just going to come in and poke, but not much happening as the Razor continues to just get like a 2-level advantage. Nisha going on Z-Freak, might even get him. One more hit would do it.
Oh, and he's got him. Homing Missile is going to do a lot of damage for the Razor, but Limp has no physical damage left with 36 taken away. Mass TP's up to this top lane. Jesse is going to be able to nail the stun, joined by Moo. Complexity just keep on moving these 2 cores into the same lane the moment they feel just a little bit in danger. Bring the necessary numbers to make sure they do manage to pick up kills. Another homing missile down to 70 HP, and Limp still can't go and try and challenge the Razor and go for that kill.
Yeah, with no rocket barrage, he doesn't threaten at all. And even if he did have mana for the fly cannon, I don't know if the Razor cares. Like every hit stealing less than 20 a hit. Yeah. Gyro already has pretty bad base damage to begin with. So the Razor getting this far ahead on top of the static link that he steals, even 2 or 3 seconds ruins his CSing ability.
Moo. Okay, Nisha actually just keeps on running into him, does manage to get the static link off. Moo not going for the stun there.
Nisha's having his way with this lane right now. On top of that, he did manage to get a solo kill onto the Wisp.
Wait, so what was the point of that? Why did they go mid if they weren't going to try for the Burrow Strike and see what happened?
Oh. I think they're maybe kind of tilting a little bit.
Yeah.
Like in the sense that they want to grab this Razor kill. They realize that this lane is going poorly. They lost the hero, and now it's going to be Limp.
And now Limp, if he gets hit by the Impel stun, they do have Z-Freak to help him out, and a TP from Kyle spooks Kinguin from going for that aggressive move.
But every single time, like they've got to rotate a lot of heroes. Because of Moo's rotation up the top, he also loses down in that bottom lane. He had to make his way all the way from top to bottom. And during that time, the Doom just farms away, gets even further ahead with that Devour. He wants to try to Doom Moo at bottom.
CS by far for the Doom, but 25 and 22. 22 denies for Nisha.
There goes the Doom.
Successful Doom onto Moo. Now he has to go into the trees, tuck himself away, and see if he can just dodge all of the follow-up spells that are going to be thrown at him, especially the Ignite that's going to look to slow him down. They lead with a stun first. Pato's trying to close in, but the Doom is going to wear out here. Now Moo can turn if he wants to. He does have the epicenter, but Elisash is quite tanky, so just happy to survive. Moo will back out.
Yeah, force the first Doom, doesn't do too much, but it's still lane control. This Doom like doesn't even flinch, just continues to go back to farming. That's the upside though of the Sand King. When he has the Trinkles, he just runs away.
And he actually tries to wrap on mid, but Elisash spots him out.
Another rocket falls on Anisha, who continues to not really be perturbed by this.
Stun here in the top lane. They do manage to get a 2-man Burrow Strike. Moo, this is a really successful rotation if they can get both of them, but it looks like a TP out from Katsura is successful. So it's only going to be Exotic Deer's Vengeful Spirit who ends up going down.
No, still the carry. And this is the lane that they have to focus on now. The other lanes I think have gone a little bit too poorly. Chessie's going to have to pull you out of this hole.
just like he tried to do with the Legion Commander game. But this time he's on a little bit more fitting hero. Like last time it was the Gyrocopter, who's like he's kind of the better carry, right, than Legion Commander. But there's no question, Chaos Knight is the big hitter for this game.
Yeah, and he has to be. Once again, he's got an inordinate amount of pressure on him. The Legion game, you can't really fault him for too much. I know people are going to see that he messed up once or twice, but even if he plays that perfectly, I think it's a little bit of a rough game for him.
Yeah, look how scared this Chaos Knight is.
Because he knows that these heroes, like the other heroes are independent on the side of Kinguin. But this mid-game
onto the Razor with the epicenter. They really want this kill. It looks like they should be able to bring him down with a magic damage. And that is a big difference. This time around, the Razor is facing a lot of magic damage. Kinguin try and go for the dive against the Chaos Knight, since they did show so many heroes there in the middle lane. Try and go for the dive, but Chessie, as you saw, has been playing very patiently. Pulls KATZOR back, but doesn't get the hit in. So the Impale does manage to land, meaning the stun's not going to land inside of the tower range, and Chessie's not able to go for the kill just yet. Moose joining him, though.
Very nice Impale. Should have died right there.
Yeah.
That was a really nice reality riff from Chessie. But I think he overthought things. In that play, I think you just go for the stun anyways. Even if you get hit by the Spike Carapace, the level 1 duration is really low. It's less than a second.
Top 3 net worth on the boards, all going to the Kinguin members, but that's kind of been every single game, is that their cores get really farmed, but the supports on the side of Complexity are a little bit boosted.
Yeah, they do a lot better, but Kinguin supports, especially the Ogre, doesn't require anything.
Dude, Moose been chilling out here this whole entire time, and finally he's gonna find his opportunity to get aggressive and punish KATZOR for the dive.
Yeah, look at that. You pop the Spike Carapace level 1, nobody really cares.
Yeah,
it's off so quickly.
I was asking the AppStore about that.
About maxing it or something?
Yeah, the Spike Carapace max.
What did he say?
He just kind of shrugged and said, longer stuns. I was like, all right, fair enough. I mean, there were a lot of abilities in that game where you could get easy Spike Carapace stuns. So.
I think Mana Burn has more utility later on in the game.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Spike Carapace, it sets up into your stun, which is important.
I was talking about the 114 build that he
114.
did. Yeah, he did that for one of the secret games.
A lot of stun.
That is a lot of stun very early
The
on.
base duration of Impale is better anyways.
Yeah.
So I can see that.
And the lower cooldown as well. Yeah. There's a lot of little things, but it's definitely not what we're used to seeing. Sure. So we could see from this Nyx Assassin, he's going the normal build. Or 1-1 build.
Doom at bottom has Doom available.
Dude, Complexity's doing a great job of reading when Kinguin want to go for these dives. This time around, it's going to be Limp at the bottom lane, and he's already countered it. He's managed to get the missile out with the ultimate, and he is going to be able to slide right on Pi. Patos not able to get the Doom initiation he was searching for, and they're not even close to bringing down the tower either.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
What's the follow-up though? Like, what's the counter here? They start pushing out top themselves. It's a little bit later. They have Edict though.
I mean, surely they got to defend one of these towers. If it's not bottom, it's got to be middle.
Yeah. I think the mid one is more
right now with his orbs.
Z3 trying to avoid getting spiked.
Okay, that's going to be Static Link on cooldown to the Chaos Knight. KATZOR, that is not a way out anymore. We've all made that mistake, my friend. We've all made that mistake. But there's no longer a passageway through those trees.
Oh, is there not?
No. You have to cut down some trees to go through.
So this area right here?
Yeah, that little hole.
I see.
Yep. Oh, so you're going to have a relocate down to the bottom lane. Exotic Deer, a very immobile core Vengeful Spirit is going to be caught by the gank from Moo and Z-Freak. Really well set up by Dak, and they're going to blow the epicenter for it as well. 7-1 right now. Complexity, though, are not ahead by that much net worth. I want to stress that. They've been getting all the kills, but they've also been grouping up a ton to be able to get some kills that are honestly not that important. The Exotic Deer kill was fantastic, but I'm thinking like the 4-man top to be able to kill the Nyx Assassin. So the kill score is going to be a little bit misleading.
It is, because every single time somebody on Kinguin dies, the other two cores just continue to farm. And it's a significant advantage. Although I think they're tired of it, so they're going to go for a smoke of their own. There is a limit to these things.
Apparently Exotic Deer not wanting to join them. He's trying to build towards his Mask of Mandarin right now. But they're going to use Nisha, and that's the big guy right now. Nisha is hard to fight, so whoever they run into, and it looks like they're going to go for Moo here, It's got a hard kill to get, but if they can get him, it's going to be a tier 1 tower mid.
Yeah,
And that's fantastic. They managed to land the intel. That's going to be a great start. Move turns around, goes to the burrow strike, does manage to get off onto the Doom. No ultimate being thrown just yet. Instead, just trying to nuke him down. And they're going to try and run him down with the help of Nisha, but they're not able to get it.
No.
Spamming the thanks to. Moose says, see you later. Kinguin are just going to have to try and take a tier 1 tower, and that should be successful.
He did a very good job of that. The stun placement, he could have just gone for the easy one and tried to make his way up and to the left, but I think he dies in that case. What he does though is he stuns up the Doom, so he can't get doomed, create some distance between him and the rest of the heroes. Kyle.
What you doing there, Kyle?
Kyle is gonna tank the gank for his team.
He is making space, as the kids say. Look at him go. So much space.
He's gonna get stunned.
Yeah. There's no way he makes that up.
Yeah. But space, bottom lane.
All right, a little bit off on that timing, but it's okay. It's still a creep wave that's all yours, buddy. There's no one around.
Has the 4 levels of Fleck now.
And
What's the ancient situation?
And he has the Mask of Madness.
Under attack.
It's kind of important, I feel.
There's a lot of ancient stacks, by the way.
Yes, there
Much
is.
better gyro game.
And a double damage to top lane. Yeah. Pick that up.
Yeah.
Make things a little bit easier.
His recovery's been a lot more smooth in this game than it has in the previous one.
Yeah.
And
But
that
it
game
could all be shut down by Patos here, who's got a Shadow Blade coming in pretty quickly.
He's gonna spot the ancient stack too. He's pinging like crazy. He wants a ward up there.
Yeah.
So that they can contest eventually.
Well, they've already got the ward in place. Smoke up from Complexity. Wrapping around on mid, just like Kinguin did earlier, but the difference is there's a Nyx Assassin. And he just popped that smoke, not running into the sentry just yet. Now he is, but Complexity are not in position to punish him.
They're pinging like crazy. Right now, I think Kinguin should just invade this jungle area, which they have, control the ancient. So you never allow Complexity to get that with ease. I think that's the correct way to do this.
Unfortunately for them, though, Lim still has a different ancient stack that he can play off of.
Yeah.
And they're going to get that other ancient stack eventually, right? Kinguin do not have the heroes to steal.
No. But they were trying to slow it down with whatever means they could, but they're unaware of this one.
Yeah.
And Lim, much better farm in this game. It felt like last game he was just always catching up. Like he was behind the pack at all times. This time around, getting a lot more farm. No Helm of Dom on him. Straight for the Mask of Madness.
Assassin trying to scout out some of these heroes. That's going to be another sentry placed out. Look at Katsor. He knows there's a high chance that there's a sentry there, and running into the high ground makes it a little scary. He does run into the sentry now, but Chessie gave up on that push. Looks like he starts pushing forward, but instead Moo Kyle gonna go for the kill on the Exotic Deer. A hero that is so susceptible to magic damage, and they've got it in spades here. Trying to blow up Exotic Deer just enough, and now they can turn on Elisa. She's already on the half HP, and Kyle's dishing it out right now. He's able to take another hero down. Of course, he is surrounded by Kinguin members, trying to put on his juke shoes. Not gonna happen though. Katsor does manage to land that stun, but a 2-for-2 trade where they bring down Exotic Deer and create a lot of space for the rest of Complexity's heroes.
Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty happy about that. They've got vision of this bottom area as Patos is going to get stunned up. And something that we should mention, that I think we mentioned in the draft, is that the Wisp is incredibly good against Doom as a hero.
Yeah.
Just because anytime anybody gets doomed, you just reset the fight. You take them a little bit further away. The Doom's not going to do a whole lot as an independent damage dealer. You're going to feel pretty safe in this game. And the Razor, a hero that traditionally just wants some fights, isn't really able to find anything. Like, they're being denied the opportunity to go for the 5-man of their own, similar to last game. And it's just heroes getting picked off right now. Exotic Deer has a Mask of Madness himself, but is only level 9. Out of all the cores, he's suffered by far the most. And another Ancient stack coming in, and this is the time that Complexity, they want to protect it. They're pinging their gyro over. They want to secure this one. Chessie is strong enough to fight right now. They've got Relocate. There's no Doom up. They're even going to go for the D ward here. Best opportunity for them, and Kinguin are way too late for this.
Yeah, the Ancient stack's pretty much already done. Really helped that they picked up that level 10 Talon, the extra damage for the Gyrocopter, making the flat cannon that much more effective. The sentry's already in place. They are going to be able to find the Nyx Assassin, lay down another sentry, get the combo stuns to make sure there's no Spike Carapace opportunity, and go right back to clearing that Ancient stack. Complexity really ensuring there is going to be no contesting here.
Yeah, very nice kill on that Nyx, who continues to have a pretty rough game. Katsor has had some pretty good stuns, but
has not found a whole lot of opportunities.
And the initiation is going to be really awkward for Kinguin.
Yeah.
The more that I think about it, they have 2 Shadow Blades, no Blink Dagger on the Doom, which the Shadow Blade is more of a scaling item, and it allows him to go for the solo pickoffs. But in terms of initiation, it's a lot weaker than the Blink Dagger. So you're going to have to rely on Complexity not having sentries, but sentries will be readily available. Like, this is coL you're playing against.
Yeah.
Like, this man is made of sentries. He sees 200 gold, he's going to say, wow, another 2 sentries for my team.
Do you think part of that is that they just don't have a good answer to the Wisp? Right? Like, if Razor and Doom are very slow damage over time heroes.
Yes. And
countered by the Wisp heavily, and they don't have a good controller for the Wisp either. They've got to get to that backline somehow.
And that's why I would have liked to see more of the Blink.
Yeah.
Because Nyx, as an independent force, it's difficult to initiate. Because you have to assume, and you just have to assume that people are going to have sentries everywhere.
Yeah.
When you play against it, especially if you're the lead stun. The only other option is you get Exotic Deer to swap in, but in a 5-on-5 fight, that's kind of death. That should be your last resort. Whereas for Complexity, the fight setup is a lot easier. They've got Moo this time, who understands that, has a Blink Dagger instead of the Force Staff. And then bottom lane,
jumping in. They are going to be able to find Nisha here with the AoE damage from the magic, plus the homing missile chasing down. Nisha's just no chance of making it alive.
They want more. Chessie knows that Katsor's over here. He's making his way through the jungle, barely misses on the reality rift, gets him this time though.
Pull him back. Oh, no, that wasn't the relocate you wanted. I think he got Spike Carapace off of his orb and couldn't kill the tether. And as a result, Katsor is going to be able to live. Or at least for the time being, maybe not. coL starts running him down. They're going to try and go for that kill. At the same time, going for Elisage, that's the easier one for sure.
Yeah, and Elisage now dies for no reason. And the reason why this is happening, you're wondering, viewers, like, why is Kinguin just dying around the map? It's because they can't start a fight. It's not easy for them. And so they're not willing to take one. But as a result, Complexity plays a lot faster than you. Like, they have plenty of ways to start fights. They can relocate in. They can just send up. Even the homing missile is relatively effective. They've got tons of stuns and follow-up. It's much easier for Complexity to start these fights.
Vlad's all ready for our Wisp. 20 minutes in. He had an Urn on top of that, plus Treads. He is sitting at 5,600 net worth right now. Way ahead even for the 60 damage. Hell yeah, I'm about that. You need to start right-clicking some fools.
You're about that life?
Yeah, I mean, you just got Treads.
400 spirits max range? I mean, is that super effective?
I think it's roughly the same in team fights, especially these team fights. I don't think there's any whole lot of heroes that you're trying to get your orbs on in the back line.
All the damage talents on supports are underrated. All right, so here's the engagement right now from Kinguin. They have to...
They're baiting out the Ogre right now. The 4-man smoke into the Ogre. He's kind of baiting Chessie, and they are going to be able to get some initiation here. Chessie trying to lock him down. They do manage to get the static link on top of him with the swamp back. Looks like they should be able to bring down that Chaos Knight, but so is the Doom. He's also going to die, and that was one of the top net worths of Kinguin. But Nisha and Exotic Deer, they're still ready to fight. And Z-Freak, he's going to be the next one down.
Moo wants to still go for this, though, waiting for his blink.
Barely able to live through the Doom. Our Gyrocopter is going to be okay.
3 for 2 trade. That was probably the best set of circumstances. They laid down the sentry really late. If they have one right there, then they should be able to get the instant kill, but at the same time, Io wasn't able to relocate anybody out. Really needed to get somebody out of there.
Yeah. Now, even though it was 2 for 3, it looks like Kinguin are far enough behind that they actually got more gold out of that engagement than Complexity did.
coL just have to be really careful about having sentries pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't allow Kinguin.
Oh, the epicenter. Moo's going to go for the solo kill. Do they have a relocate? Coming up in a second as the Wisp revives are going to come for this kill and bring in Chessie. But a swap back, the Chaos Bolt still pursues him, and they might be able to catch him too. Oh no, did Vengeful Spirit just swap and not even save Nisha's life? Indeed, the Burrow Strike catches him. And at bottom lane, looks like coL almost dies to Katsor, but he's not able to finish him off just yet. He needs another Impale. That's going to be 5 seconds. If he can land it, he's good. Okay, or Elisage come in. Oh, never mind. Z-Freak's actually going to be able to save his brother. coL's going to be able to live through this as the Wisp just provides far too many heals.
This Thanksgiving, I am thankful for my Wisp brother.
I think coL should be very thankful that Z-Freak is stuck with complexity through thick and thin.
Stuck. He chose this life. And he's
did.
going to be rewarded because right now they're headed to top 4. The way that this game is going, because I still don't know how Kinguin is supposed to take fights.
I forgot that it was top 4.
Yeah.
Once you make it through this.
Kinguin right now, like, they're getting picked off around the map because they need a farm, but it's not similar to last game where they had an Earth Spirit as a follow-up. Nyx is a very different hero. Like, this hero scouts for you, sure, but the stun is so unreliable.
Cats are.
You don't get to roll in halfway across the map and just like chuck stones at people.
Yeah.
You've got to get relatively close and hope that nobody moves. Like, you've got to line it up and place it. It's so rough.
6,000 gold lead and a very large Chaos Knight, and we were all saying that this is going to be a great Chaos Knight game. He hasn't been shut down. In fact, he's probably about meeting expectations when it comes to farm. He is neck and neck with the Gyrocopter and the Doom, who is currently the silver lining to Kinguin's very dark cloud. That is game 3.
Yeah. And bottom tower right now being taken. Kinguin are doing a very good job of mirroring complexity. That is the one bright spot for them, as even though the score is 6-17 and a lot of the towers go on the side of complexity, the net worth isn't outrageous quite yet. And they do have a Doom. This is the benefit of their lineup, is like Doom will shut down a lot of your net worth in a fight. But again, it kind of goes back to there's a Wisp on the other side. So if he gets the relocate tether out, well, your big teamfight spell that has to win you the fight is out of commission.
Plus, there's 2 carries on the field, right? The Gyrocopter and the Chaos Knight are both problems that you want to be able to do.
Yeah, an Exotic Deer right now doesn't have enough farm.
Yeah, he's got nothing.
What is he supposed to do against the CK? He sees 5 illusions and he Mask of Madness is away.
Yeah.
Like, he can't fight into that. Not nearly strong enough.
We saw last time what happened. He swapped in and instantly died.
That was him assessing the net worths. He's like, whatever.
Yep. Gotta try to save Nisha.
Dire are scanning.
So once again, Kinguin most likely going to have to give up this mid tower, but
4-man
complexity,
smoke up.
they're not only
the
interested.
Chaos Knight.
Yeah, they're not only interested in the tower.
They want to try and get that big fight that allows them to push high ground, right, with Phantasm?
Yeah, Moo pushing forward, but unable to find too much. Overreaching a little bit.
Yeah.
Kinguin, you need to shove out top. Exotic Deer skips the wave up at top is how he should do it, and the rest of the team just needs to farm.
Yeah, I'm scared. Because even relocate could possibly catch
Maybe they go
special
high ground.
Spirit.
I think they have a decent shot at just continuing to go.
They've got Aegis, they've got Phantasm. There's no reason not to, right?
They were trying to force a glyph. Kinguin's got this weird habit, though, of like letting this mid tower just get beat on. A show of force is usually enough to send teams back. You show like 3 heroes in the front. For the most part, like even if you don't pose a huge threat, it'll make the enemy team think twice. But complexity is getting bold. In every game, they just walk up and hit towers.
Yeah, they're just walking up there and doing a little bit more. Because like I do feel like against other teams, what Kinguin has done is very smart, just letting them just kind of poke at a high ground, because it honestly has become very predictable. And me as a commentator, I'm always saying like, and they're gonna go poke at high ground and force him back, you know? So if it's become that predictable, you could see why Kinguin do that.
Your solution is to let them just give up free tower damage for absolutely nothing.
Well, I mean, complexity, you saw what complexity did there, right?
That
they backed
crazy.
up on their own.
Oh, bottom fight, Doom
They
gets
found
caught.
the Doom. Oh, Doom does manage to get off the BKB, so no follow-up stun. Thankfully, that was a short stun. Looked like only 2 seconds, so Patos is able to get out alive. But boy, does he need some armor. He's trying to build a Shivas right now.
They're pinging top, by the way. They want to set up something on Limp. By the way, your suggestion is like the same thing as you get into a street fight with someone and you just start punching yourself in your own face because they don't expect it. And like, it's a new meta. I can't even hurt myself.
I mean, I understand the street fight meta. Apparently you don't, Liz.
I'm really behind on the
one
time.
step ahead.
I'm doing things wrong in my pub games if I'm not letting people just hit my towers for free.
I'm not crazy, right? The complexity did back up on their own for the most part.
That is the stupidest suggestion. And there's no way that there's no way those two things correlate. but I'll let you have it. You know.
Then why is Kinguin doing it?
What is?
That's the question I pose to you, Blitz. Why are they punching themselves in their face?
I don't know. They gotta go. They really have to get back sooner.
Yeah.
They
lost to tier 3 last game pretty early because of that.
Yeah. Oh, can you get the Wisp Ag Scepter bonus into the gyro? So you give him on top of the.
Yes.
Yeah, you give him the flak upgrade.
Oh, Pato's
relocate.
in some trouble. The relocate comes in. BKB TP. Oh my God, he almost died anyway. Oh, that was a lot of.
That's a pretty cool synergy. Like, I think that item sucks on gyro, but if it's given to you for free, why not?
No, dude. The better one is the Aghanim's Phantasm.
The Aghanim's Phantasm is really cool.
You can have many wisps.
Can't you choose which one you take?
Yeah.
The thing is, you would always choose yourself.
Allies.
You would
Yeah.
always choose yourself.
That's why the joke.
Yeah, okay.
That was the joke.
What about Leshrac? Leshrac's pretty cool. Sand King. There's a lot of value in that Ag's Wisp one.
Maybe if they could all tether you.
There's some value. Like, if you send Gyro in with his Manta and you Phantasm him, you'd have a lot.
Sure, why would... But again, why would you just Phantasm the Chaos Knight then?
I don't know, man. Get some Naruto stuff going on.
It'll be legit with the, like, when he puts it onto Kyle. You know, and like in those sort of scenarios where he needs to save Kyle.
Yeah.
Big upgrade in damage there.
The Pulse Nova is a lot more. It's like you get an additional level.
You could preemptively do the Burrow Strike. So you tether onto the Sand King and he does a Burrow Strike initiation and blinks back. You know, mind game.
Yeah, all of them have one. So that's the cool part about this.
Yeah.
It's like a Wisp is an Alk, this game. But with none of the permanents. As Limp now finishes a Scotty. Electing to not go for a Lincoln's, by the way. None of them are. Despite there being both the Razor Static Link and the Doom.
And the swap.
Yeah, there's a lot of major single target abilities. That's pretty much all of Kinguin. It's just a lot of single target.
And this is, it's all fine if you don't have the Lincolns, as long as you're getting the initiation first.
Yeah.
As long as you're able to get off Phantasm.
I think they're comfortable too because of the Wisp relocate.
Yeah.
Like if somebody gets doomed, who cares? Just let them use it.
Kinguin are going to go for a 5-man smoke here. They push down bottom lane. Mid is decently pushed in as well, but Complexity are standing in a tough area.
Yeah, they've got the high ground area completely locked in with sentries. They're going to spot
the first one who pops the smoke and immediately blinks back.
Kinguin right now. So the reason why they're not making more active plays is because the only time they can go for kills is when they smoke, which is why they do it again.
Smoke.
Yeah, they're getting desperate now.
They're going to go the long wrap around and see if they can catch Complexity with their pants down.
This is... They have one more smoke after this, and if that one fails...
Oh no, Chessie. Is he making the read right now? He's putting himself on that high ground. Moo. Okay, the smoke is popped onto Nisha. They know what's happening here. The Shadow Blade comes out. Moo starts flinging himself away. Kyle's going to be caught. Exotic Gear immediately focusing him down. Now Chessie turns, gets off the Phantasm, does manage to get a jump in, but he also threw down the Doom. Lipto is doing so much damage with the Scotty. He's man fighting everyone, and Kinguin are losing this fight so badly. They managed to get the extra kill. Nisha's going to be caught trying to TP out. Moo locks onto him with the Burrow Strike, and they got him. Homing missile chasing him down eventually.
Yeah, also his corpse explodes. And
in a venomous finale. 8-21, Complexity winning that fight 2-4. And they now open up. Throw shot up.
So look at this replay.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Is this a replay?
It's coming.
Okay, here we go. So they open up, they kill Kyle, but the CK gets his ult off, and they're all grouped around this call down.
Yeah.
And the flat cannon does so much. In the bottom, Moo just walks it in. They just chase everyone down. This gyrocopter is way too much of a menace.
I mean, at the end of the day, Complexity did not care at all.
No,
Kyle got initiated, right? Like, they need to prevent Phantasm from being used. They need to prevent, like, gyrocopter from getting a BKB flat cannon. Like, the Doom's got to do one or the other, and it did neither.
Yeah, that wasn't even that bad of a fight for them. Because they did get the majority of their spells off. They got some kills to start. But the same problems have existed in their lineup. They now have a Blink Dagger on the Nyx Assassin, so it's marginally better, but you need better follow-up from Doom. Like, you need a different way to get on top of heroes. I think they were not expecting to be in this kind of game. You have a hero like Ogre that can just like Bloodlust, and maybe they get in a similar game. But this time around, they don't have Earth Spirit. They don't have this hero that initiates from such a far distance without Blink Dagger to start a fight for them. Like, they don't have this hero that just runs in, forces the engagement. This time, Complexity, they get to choose how the fights start. And they have so much follow-up that it's so advantageous for them.
A third smoke in just 3 minutes being used here by
I think this is the last one. If this one fails, then they're effectively just stuck into a farming game where they have to counter shove out lanes.
Oh, they gotta try and sneak in Roche. Oh, they are.
Complexity.
Oh, boy. Complexity,
this is pretty fast.
If they find out, this is gonna be disaster for Kinguin. And
they're all grouped up in an area.
Start sitting in the balls. And
it's gonna hit.
Kinguin has been discovered, but the Roshan is dropping really low. They're gonna pop their DKBs preemptively here, but now they're jumping from Tessie. They managed to get a huge stun from Kyle.
Moves
on
on
DKB. They're turning and fighting, but the epicenter goes off. It's a lot of AoE damage. He's fighting in the middle of the pit, but he dies. He does have the Aegis coming back, but it's again 5 more heroes of Complexity. There's no way he makes it out of this one alive. Chessie. Holy cow, that's a lot of damage from him. He had the cheese, but why even blow it against that many heroes from coL?
And Kyle's fan is clapping in the background.
We have the
he
one
is
guy.
so excited right now for Complexity. Very smart heads-up play. You saw that Z-Freak was like, wait a minute, guys. Like, I gotta at least check this.
Yep.
They have a sneaking suspicion that that could be happening. Complexity right under their noses, not gonna allow it to happen.
I mean, look at their team. It's like built for Roche fighting.
Yes.
Epicenter, Burrow, Call Down. Even Leshrak had a really good stun in there.
And Mu was very patient in that fight. He waited for the BKB durations to start ticking out. He didn't rush his stun. He knew that his team would be okay without him. Very well done. Kinguin, and that was the desperation play. I think it was a very good one. That was probably the best opportunity that they were going to get, because the only way that you're going to beat Complexity is by barreling down here. As you see, everyone jumps in. You notice Mu in the top left. He waits it out, then gets a very free ultimate.
And they honestly, they just don't have the damage. Like, Chessie's right in the middle, and they're trying to lay damage into him, and he only gets down to half HP.
Yeah, this Wisp is doing so much work right now.
Yeah, Z-Freak right on the outside, really good tether.
And Limp picks up his next major item with the butterfly. And Kinguin right now, it looks like... That's the annoying part, is you can't tell the smokes, like how many they have left. I'm pretty sure, though, Kinguin has no smokes left.
They used 3 in a row. There's no way that they have any
the back-to-back one.
shop.
You rarely see that back-to-back one, which is why Complexity saw it coming. They're just like, they're most likely still looking for a fight, because they can't give up on those opportunities anymore.
Yeah.
But in this game now, it's going to come down to Kinguin playing the high ground game. Their inability to make moves with initiators means that they have to let Complexity come into them. That's how you force a move.
Does feel like that we're seeing a little bit different Complexity here in this Game 3 against Kinguin, such high stakes. We were talking to him earlier, it felt like Complexity, they didn't get beat. Some of their games, they felt like they lost. Yeah. Right? That they lost the lead that they had. And here, Complexity have been very patient, holding on to this game. All right, Attack Wisp is online.
On top of that, he's got the 60 damage, and he has a Vlad's.
Yeah.
And he's got an armlet.
And he's got an armlet.
Oh, Z-Freak's feeling himself right now.
Wow. I mean, he does it with the gyrocopter, so that's a lot of Wisp balls flying out.
17k lead, and this game feels really rough. I'm struggling to like find a way that Kinguin is supposed to win this.
They need picture-perfect initiations just to have a chance in a team fight.
But how? Like, the Doom, he has to Shadow Blade in every time, so it's not even like his initiations can be ideal. And Mu's got a gem now, so he's got to walk in. By that time, unless he finds like a high ground angle, Chessie will almost always get his ultimate off.
Yeah. There's even the... now have Reality Rift, piercing spell immunity, so the BKBs from Kinguin still not going to prevent their deaths. Chessie's just going to be able to grab one of these heroes, pull them into the Phantasms.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under
Now the
attack.
top lane,
Are getting a tier 2 trade-off here, but Complexity are going to immediately go for the high ground. TPing back is Kinguin, but they're going to be a little bit late here. Or maybe not, they're good.
yeah, this time around they come back quite early. They understand that a trade is not good for them.
Yeah.
If they trade racks for racks, Complexity will just immediately barrel towards bottom once they're in the base on a post.
It did mean that weren't able to get that tier 2 finished off just yet.
Kyle's
At
gonna
least,
find
Sash, what
LS
you
though.
doing?
I guess they just poked. There must have been like some weird angle where he didn't see him.
All right.
A tithe to the impurities.
Kinguin just gathered up. They have a lot of invis. They've got 3 heroes that can go invisible.
Complexity really don't split up for very long.
Yeah. They don't. Not in this game. They understand their position in the game as Moo.
Gonna catch him. Finally, at least Sash's gonna be spotted in these trees. He tried to go for it.
And he's saving a stun so he can't TP, but it's irrelevant. The damage is way too high.
Now 3 homing missile charges.
Is that the one to go for?
I think it's better than global call down in this kind of game. You're only fighting inside of Kinguin's base. I don't think you need a whole lot of range for your call down in this game.
That's true. They also have relocate to push out waves.
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a deal. They're waiting for their creep wave, and then they'll go in.
Man, this gyrocopter wisp's actually crazy. Between like the Aghanims getting him the side gunner,
Yeah.
and then he's also attacking because the side gunner's attacking.
You notice that the IO isn't committing to the tether quite yet because
No.
he's afraid of somebody getting doomed.
He's just chilling out. They are going to get the swap back onto Limp, and now to go for the recall back, but they do manage to get Chessie in a position to jump forward, trying to go for exotic here with the black-handed shots. Nisha barely managed to get an escape back, but here comes the epicenter, able to clean out both the Doom and the Nyx Assassin, even though they're going down. But Nisha, he was the target that Chessie was hoping to be able to get and managed to get back to the fountain. But here comes with the Doom already on him. Limp doesn't really care. He's just going to keep pushing forward. Right-click down these heroes. 1, 2, 3. Kinguin are losing everybody. And they're going to call it here. GG. Kinguin is out, losing to Complexity, who are going to move on to top 4 here at the Perfect World Masters.
Very well done. Very clean game for Complexity. Unfortunate tournament run end for Kinguin, who I think surprised a lot of people. They gave teams a really good showing. Topped the groups, of course, so they can hold their heads up high in their first major international LAN.
Absolutely. I mean, Kinguin, they've been around for a while, right? But these guys are still young, and they still haven't experienced a whole lot of international Dota. And this is just the first taste for them. First of many, I'm sure.